Rutgers football is on the road this weekend at Virginia Tech for a big non-conference matchup, and happy to have cornerback Robert Longerbeam here to talk about the program and this season so far. Robert, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So first off, just wanted to ask you about your own journey to the program. I know you come from a pretty big football family. You've talked on your own podcast, the Longerbeam podcast, great podcast, by the way. Just in terms of how you learned from your father, from your mother, your brother was a quarterback. How has that just kind of helped your journey and made it special for you and your family with the progress in your own career?
I think for me personally and my family, I know growing up, like, we were a big football family. Like, we watched my dad coach, so Friday nights we'll have his football games, and then Saturday we're all watching football in the living room together. Then Sundays, Saturdays, same thing. So it was always like fun watching football and just being around it. And then with my older brother, he started playing football, so I just wanted to be like him. I started mimicking everything he did, trying to follow him around the house, go everywhere he go, and do what he did. And then it just translated into me, really, like everything my brother did, I did. So then once I was able to start playing football and I started getting good, like they just poured into me, like everything they could. They'll take me anywhere. My dad was coaching me early mornings. Like, he had one of his coaches lift me so I can get stronger. Like, it was just all stuff to invest in me, really. And so they're so grateful. Like, they're always telling me how proud they are of me and how far I've come because, like, the effort they saw me put in. But then I'm so grateful for them because they poured so much into me growing up. So it means the world for me to be here and for them to they love it that I'm here.
And you've been here for all of Greg Schiano's second tenure now, entering his fifth season. You're now a graduate senior. What has it been like just in terms of the vision that he kind of sold you to come to Rutgers and now being in the position your team is after last year winning that bowl game and now having even higher expectations?
When I first talked to Coach, he just told me about his vision for Rutgers. Like, Coach loves Rutgers. He loves Jersey. So his vision for Rutgers is putting up them on the national map. And it was something I wanted to be a part of after speaking to him. So once we had that talk and then seeing how far we've come, it means everything to me because, like, Coach is a man of his word. And whatever he puts out a goal or sets out to do something, he finds a way to get it done. So just really being a part of his journey, this second rebuild with him, it means the world to me.
So many of your classmates came back this year, returned in terms of just other opportunities. You really kept the band together, so to speak. What does that say about the culture of the program and how important was that to you, not only to come back yourself, but to be able to do it with all your teammates that you've been with the program for so long?
When everybody was making the decision to, like, come back, we all said that we got to do it together. Like, we all wanted to come back as a group. These are our brothers. We've grown together. Like, these are some of our best friends. Growing up through this program and becoming men from, like, young high school boys, it was a crazy experience. And just seeing the growth and being able to do this final year with them all together, it's like a full circle moment, really, because now we're all grown men this year. And doing this at this point is somehow excited to see.
In terms of where the program's been to where it is now, obviously expectations are very different. You are a senior captain. What has it been like just in terms of dealing with those raised expectations, obviously that you have for yourselves internally, but also outside externally as well, going into this season where you're all back and hoping for a special year?
It was a lot of expectations, but really you got to learn to block out the outside noise. Like, we have team goals, and that's all we focus on. And then once you get in the season, you have one season. You got to go 1-0 in every season. So that's all you focus on is just pouring everything into the week you're in. So the outside noise, it didn't really faze us because we just locked in on taking it week by week, day by day, and just chopping the moment, staying in the moment. And I really feel like everybody has bought into that culture and that saying.
What's it been like for you being a first-time captain? Obviously, one of three defensive starters that was named captain, but you've been the only one on the field so far. Tyreen Powell coming back from that injury, Mo Toure obviously out for the year. What's it been like for you just being in that leadership role and being that lead guy on the field for the defense?
For me, I would say, like, being voted as a captain is truly an honor because we have so many great leaders on this team. Anybody could have been selected. So being selected, one, was an honor. And then I just feel like as a captain, I have to be there every day and perform to the standard. And I have to uphold the standard if we expect everyone to follow it. So I'm just trying to every day I go out there, I try to attack the day, hold everybody to a standard, and then I gotta especially hold myself to a standard, and just holding it down till my boy Reem gets back.
And talking about the defense, the mentality, the dark side mantra that you guys have under defensive coordinator Joe Harris-Simiak obviously came while you were already at Rutgers. Your position coach as well, Mark Orphy, in his third season. What impact have they made for you personally in your own development, but also for the defense as a whole?
I think for the whole defense, like Coach Harris-Simiak, he's special. Like he's a coach you would want to play for. Like you invest everything you have into him. He gets us going when we need it. He knows how to attack us and get us going if we need that. He knows how to cheer us up. Like he cares about us on and off the field. So like he makes you want to play for him and give everything you got. And that dark side mentality, like you have to carry that every day. I think it's just the way you attack life, really. We go out there with the mindset like we want to be suffocated. Like every play, we want you to feel our defense as a whole 11. Like everybody has to get to a ball, everybody has to go hard. And then with Coach O, I feel like he took my game to a different level. Like he's such a great coach, very detailed, and he holds me to a standard of being a leader. So he doesn't relax and doesn't let me off the hook. So I feel like he holds me to a standard, and it makes me raise my game.
In terms of the secondary, you have a lot of former teammates now in the NFL: Christian Braswell, Christian Izzy, obviously Max Melton, your cornerback mate from last year. What does that do both for, in terms of motivating your position group, but also for the program to see so many former teammates, obviously Isaiah Pacheco, Bo Melton, and others, now in the NFL, and what that means for the long-term growth of the program and obviously your own personal opportunities in the future?
With the older guys, like when I first got here, those older guys really took us under their wings, like the Bows, the Pops. Like they were leaders when we got here. So they really taught me how to lead, how to do stuff, how to take care of my body. And then like Braz, Chris Izzy, and Max, like playing with those guys on that side of the ball, the dark side, playing football with them, like seeing their growth, and now they're in the league living their dream. Like it gives you hope and motivation. Like it's possible, you can do it. And those guys, like I watched them work, I watched them grind. So I feel like they're just getting everything they deserve because they put the work in. I'm so happy for them.
Talking about the offense, obviously, new quarterback with Aiden Kalik-Manis, also a fellow captain of yours. What has his impact been, just not only on the field so far, but just in the locker room and with this team believing that with all the goals that you have, raised expectations this year?
Ethan is just he's a special person. Like Ethan can talk to anybody, connect with anybody. He has an outgoing personality, but when it's time to lock in, he locks in. Like he's the most focused. He's ready to go. He gets guys going. And so like when he came in and stepped in as the name starting quarterback, like he took off with the role. He's a great captain, even better leader. So like I just love Ethan and everything he's done for us. And then he has the offense going in a great direction.
A few more for you. I can't not ask you about Kyle Monungai. You've been in the program with him your entire times together. What's it been like to just see him ascend to the level that he is as a running back, not only, across the country and in the Big Ten, but just the impact he's made for this program and what he means to this team's overall ceiling?
Kyle is like, he's different. Like when he gets the ball, you're like, dang, what he gonna do? Because he can put on the show every time he touches the ball. He runs people over. He sacrifices when he blocks. He'll put anybody down. He's just a guy that he attacks everything he does. And Kyle is an even better person off the field. Like he's one of my closest friends. We hang out together. He's such a great guy, and I'm just so happy for him because he's like the standard of Rutgers. Like he chops. He's a sacrificial guy. Like he take care of his family. I just love Kyle, and I'm happy about all the success he has. He means a lot to this team and this program.
How much does he mean or help, I guess, for the mentality of the defense to know that if you guys do your job, the offense takes over, and you have a guy like Monungai, especially late in games, the way he did last year, being able to really wear teams down on the ground? How much does that kind of help the mentality of the defense, knowing you have that kind of complementary aspect to this team?
Yeah, you just want to, as a defense, you trying to get the ball back to Kyle. Like when you make a stop or something, eighth in that offense with Kyle, like they're dangerous. So I when I go out there, I'm like, let's get the ball back to offense. Let's let them make something happen because they have a lot of playmakers on that side of the ball.
Have to ask you, obviously going to Virginia Tech this weekend, you are a Virginia native, obviously Alexandria, not close to the mountains of Blacksburg, but any special significance for you being a Virginia native, and is your family going to be able to go to the game at all?
A lot of people I know are going to the game. It's going to be a cool experience being able to play in front of like some people in Virginia that I know. A lot of high school teammates and people I went to school with go to VTech, so it'd be a cool experience. But we gotta treat it like another game for me. I gotta come out with the same focus as any other game.
And how much did the bye week kind of help this team reset? You had a lot of younger players get action for the first time in those first two games. And how much did that learning experience help and prepare you guys now to go on the road for the first time this season?
The bye week, you just take time. You got to really double down on your recovery, make sure your body get right. So it's a lot of treatment, a lot of film study, seeing what you messed up on, try to reevaluate, fix stuff. So it was a lot of correction, a lot of learning this bye week. We know what environment we're going into, so we're just preparing for that.
And last question for you, just in terms of your senior group that came back, what are you hoping to be, or what do you need to do this season to accomplish your goals and to leave a legacy that you ultimately want to leave at Rutgers, being that class that really changed things for the better under Greg Schiano that second time around?
Our first recruiting class, the goal was to change Rutgers. And I think we're taking the steps to do it. And we've been taking the steps. So we just want to keep that legacy going and leave it better than we got it. So I feel like for a senior class, we want to go out there and perform well every week and just take it one game at a time and see where it gets us.
Robert Longerbeam, thank you so much. You mentioned three-time All-Big Ten academic selection, also last year All-Big Ten, and one of two players in the Big Ten with double-digit pass breakups. So looking forward to the rest of this season for your team and for you. Rutgers fans are rooting for you. And best of luck this weekend. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right. And thank you so much for listening and watching once again here at the Scarlet Faithful podcast.